Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a man named Elias. He was known as a hard-working farmer, but inside, Elias struggled with a storm of thoughts and emotions. Some days, anger took over him when things did not go as planned. Other days, fear gripped his heart when he thought about the future. He often wondered why he could not control his own mind. One evening, as Elias sat by the fire, an old traveler knocked on his door. The man had wise eyes and a calm presence. Elias welcomed him in, and over a warm meal, the traveler noticed the turmoil in the farmer's face. "Tell me, Elias," the traveler said, "what weighs so heavily on your heart?" Elias sighed. "I cannot master my thoughts or emotions. They control me, not the other way around. I want peace, but my mind is like a wild river." The old man nodded. "The mind is indeed like a river, but even the wildest river can be guided. Would you like to learn?" Elias agreed, and the traveler began to teach him the ways of mastering his thoughts and emotions. The first lesson was observation. "Before you can control your thoughts, you must see them clearly," the traveler said. "Imagine you are standing by the riverbank, watching the water flow. You are not the water, you are the one who watches. Your thoughts and emotions are like leaves floating on the river. Observe them without grabbing or pushing them away." Elias tried. The next time anger rose in him, he paused and simply watched the feeling. He did not act on it. He noticed how, after a while, the anger faded on its own. The second lesson was acceptance. Many people fight their emotions, but resistance only makes them stronger, the traveler explained. If you feel sadness, let it be. If fear comes, do not run. Sit with it. Understand that emotions are temporary. They come and they go. Elias practiced this too. When fear crept in, he did not push it away. He acknowledged it, and slowly, the fear lost its power over him. The lesson was discipline. "Your mind is like a garden," the traveler said. "If you let weeds grow, they will take over. But if you plant good seeds, positive thoughts, wisdom, patience, your garden will flourish." Elias began to fill his mind with good thoughts. Every morning, he reminded himself of things he was grateful for. When negative thoughts came, he gently replaced them with better ones. Over time, his mind became more peaceful. The fourth lesson was detachment. "The world will not always go as you wish," the traveler said. "People will disappoint you. Events will not unfold as planned, but you can choose not to let these things disturb your peace. Remember, you control your reactions, not the world." This was the hardest lesson. One day, a storm destroyed part of Elias's crops. Before, he would have raged in anger, but now he took a deep breath and accepted what he could not change. He focused on what he could do, rebuild and plant again. As the seasons passed, Elias changed. His mind was no longer a wild river, but a calm lake. He still felt emotions, but they no longer ruled him. He had become the master of his thoughts. One evening, the traveler prepared to leave. "You have learned well, Elias," he said. "But remember, mastery is not a destination. It is a journey. Keep practicing, and you will grow stronger every day." Elias thanked the traveler, who disappeared into the night. From then on, Elias lived with a quiet strength. When others asked him how he found such peace, he simply smiled and said, "By mastering the mind, we master ourselves." And so, the farmer became a guide for others, sharing the lessons he had learned. His life was no longer ruled by storms of emotion, but guided by wisdom and stillness. He understood that true strength comes not from controlling the world, but from mastering the self. The story of Elias teaches us that thoughts and emotions do not have to be our masters. With observation, acceptance, discipline, and detachment, we can find peace within ourselves. The path is not always easy, but with patience and practice, we too can learn to master our inner world. And so, dear listener, the next time you feel anger, fear, or sadness, remember Elias. stunned by the riverbank and watch. Do not fight the current. Plant good seeds in your mind. Accept what you cannot change. Little by little you will find that you are no longer ruled by your emotions. You become their master. And in that mastery, you discover true inner strength. This is the way of the Stoic. This is the path to peace.